the Magnus from Livingston Lures. Here it is. This is a hard head swim bait with a replaceable soft body. This is wire through. This has a stainless steel wire going through here. When it comes time to replace the body, all you gotta do is slide a new swim bait body on and you're good to go again. Hard head, replaceable weight system. All you have to do is take a small Phillips head screwdriver and you can replace the weights. They interchange between all the baits. All your cracking, your tighten weights work here, and you can run this weightless for an ultra shallow running depth. It's perfect. So you can do 7 grams from the kit. You can do 14 grams. It comes with 28. There's so much versatility here. With the Magnus, it's going to get you through the entire season of musky fishing. You know, there's the white, we've got perch, we've got black, everything. And you can mix and match these up if you want to get crazy and do some different things. As far as this bait, why the hard head? It is super durable. Most of your swim bait hits, your strikes, are going to be head shots. With the hard head, the hookup ratio is huge with this bait. And again, from a durability standpoint, this is easy to replace, and it's affordable to replace, so no more lost, torn up swim baits to pesky pike or dink muskies. So you get on a bite and you're catching fish, you have an extra body on board, you don't need a whole extra bait, which is nice. And in the future, there's going to be some replaceable bodies and some mods for this thing that we're cooking up right now. But with this, you have stainless steel wire through construction. And this has a wicked action. So it's got an oversized paddle tail, as you can see here. And you'll see the wobble in the water with this thing, guys. The Magnus from Livingston Lures. I'm going to show you how to fish this thing up next. Guys, let's talk about fishing the Magnus. How can we score more muskies with this new swim bait? So, very simple to use. Let's talk about the most basic way you can use this bait. Take it, throw it out, turn the handle. That's it. So just like a bucktail, just like any straight retrieve bait, you can sit here, turn the handle on this guy. Eventually you're going to get a muskie on the end. It has a really big head shake, big wander in the water, right? That's what turns muskie and predatory pike on. For swim baits is how much belly roll and head wander we're getting, and the Magnus has it in spades. So even on a straight retrieve, you're going to have some serious look to this bait that's going to pull up negative neutral muskies, and ones that are on the move just can't resist this thing. So straight retrieve will work. A great option too with this is surge reeling. Reel, stop. Reel, stop. Right? What's happening when you do a reel stop with the Magnus? This bait is surging forward and then it falls off head first, right? Now with that oversized paddle tail, it's still moving. The bait's undulating as it falls. So every time we do this reel stop routine, the bait's still working on the fall. It really looks like an injured, wounded, dying bait fish. And that is a prime tactic, especially if you're fishing, say, weed beds, okay? So let's say we're over a submerged or deeper weed bed. As we throw this out, you can kind of contour the top of the weeds, and every little bit, just let it hang right before it hits the top of the weed. Let it hang for a second. I'm taking my hand off to just make the point that I'm not reeling the bait. But we can reel, stop, especially if you get over, say, like a pocket. Say there's a void in the weeds. If you take the Magnus and throw it at these voids, so say you've got a pocket of weeds, come out here and there's just a blank spot. Let that thing hang and fall, right? Now, an extra way I like to mix it up with the Magnus, and because this bait's not going to blow out on you, no matter how fast you reel, it's not going to blow out, is I really like to take this bait and add some pops to it. So I'll throw this guy out, reel him along, let him fall, pop, pop. Reel it along, give it the fall, let it fall, extra fall, bang, bang. It is really, it's like a fish trying to grab its equilibrium and kind of get back into fighting shape. So like an injured, weak, or wounded bait fish, right? So if I'm doing that reel routine with the pop, pop, that's really gonna mix things up. Let's switch maybe to a different color here just for funsies or something else here. What I really like about the white Magnus and the Disco Shad is how well they stand out in high bright sun, right? So you got a lot of flash here, this whole glitter body. This is impregnated, infused with glitter throughout the entire side, and you have the flash built in the head, which is great for days like you're seeing in the background, really bright stuff. And I really like coupling that flashy body by running the deep weight. So, you know, say we're on the water and I have a scenario where I've been fishing shallow and I want to target some deeper stuff. You know, the weather's changed, or it's the middle of the day. All I've got to do is take here, undo this stainless steel screw here. I've got my little tiny screwdriver. Take this guy out. I'm grabbing the wrong color weight here, just so you can see it on camera. Slide her in there. Screwdriver back in. All right, and this has a stainless steel screw. Not gonna rust, not gonna fall out. And when I'm doing the weights on these, I'm not trying to like crank it really hard, just nice and snug. You know, just finger, a little bit past tight. You know, I'm not wrenching on it, but a little bit tight. And so I've added the heavy weight in this guy. Now with that, with the heavy weight, my running depth has increased exponentially. I still have the head action. I still got the big tail drag. So tactically, what I like to do with this guy, let him down there, reel him down, and I can actually rip on this swim bait. And I'm ripping that bait hard, right? It has a surge up motion that looks great in the water, where this bait is absolutely positively surging forward like a big rubber bait. Nonetheless, you can surge rip this bait with the 28 gram weight in it like a rubber presentation, right? Rip, rip, rip. And so now we have a surging paddle tail with a pretty aggressive fall. What we can do with this heavier bait as well is contour covering structure. So, you know, I can slow reel with this heavier weighted Magnus and just plod along. Now my running depth is way deeper. I'm getting 4, 5, 6 feet, you know, just by a weight switch up. Now we can dial in the weighting on these baits anytime we need it. Because let's say we're dialed in the morning, we're getting some big strikes on this disco shad Magnus, you know, and the fish were up shallow. Well, conditions change, things change. We can change that weighting out throughout the course of the day and mix things up to catch more muskies. Now, something that happens all the time, figure eights. What I love about the Magnus is this bait is not going to blow out, go on its side, or look goofy in the figure eight. You're able to retain that same swim bait action in the figure eight. Now, tactically, what's great, something I'll say I got a situation where I have shallow fish and they want it fast. Because a heavy weight doesn't necessarily mean we have to be running the bait fast, or excuse me, slow. We could be burning it, but what I like to have is dialing the weight in so that, let's say I'm in a burning scenario, right? I'm gonna throw this out, just burn it, right? Fish really want it fast. They want really things cooking here. You can take advantage of that heavier weight when we say we get into a figure eight scenario, we come in here, right? They don't want to eat. But with that weight, we can dead stick that fish a little bit faster. Now, dead sticking with this bait looks great in the water, where you're just allowing it to fall outside the 8. So we'll come in here, we'll do our big oval in the 8, and then we can actually just free spool, drop some line down there, little jig motion, and then back into 8. Guys, I'll tell you right now, the Magnus is going to open up a new world of swim bait fishing for you. There's so much you can do with these baits. Tweak them, use them. They're going to put big muskies in your net.